listening to Ambitious AF, a podcast that will help you level up, find positivity, and put yourself on top right now and every day for the rest of your life. I'm your host, Caroline Lewis, and each week I will bring you a guest or thought that will motivate you to get out of bed every morning with the willingness to succeed. Being ambitious means you are proud of who you are and everything you've accomplished. Only you can make that happen, though. But with the help of this podcast, you will rise to the top. You will find success. You will believe in yourself and manifest happiness. And most importantly, you will become ambitious AF. I know you are eager to begin, so let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode here on Ambitious AF with Caroline Lewis. I'm super excited for another solo episode with all of you lovely friends. And before I get into the topic, I just wanted to once again let you all know if you could take 30 seconds, either now or after this episode or in general, to rate and review my podcast. I would greatly appreciate it because it's how I grow and impact more lives to just motivate them and inspire them to live their best life. So if you could just take 30 seconds of your time to do that, I would greatly appreciate it and would have so much gratitude. So that's that. Now let's get into this week's episode, which is organization. And the reason it's kind of funny how all of these happen for a reason, but the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because if you are running a business or just in general, if you want a successful life in general, but especially if you're running a business and you want to be a successful leader, you have to stay organized. Have to, right? There's no if and or buts. There is nothing worse than overbooking yourself or not following up or not knowing where to be, when to be, and constantly making excuses for your clients, for your employees, for whoever that is in your life, right? It's just not only unprofessional, but it's lazy. There's really no excuse to not be organized. And while I'm a bit anal with my organization because I have to be, it drives me nuts when I see big leaders and business owners who have to reschedule on me or their clients, or I'm actually texting them to follow up with their clients because they're completely unorganized and they have no idea what's going on, right? So this kind of relates to just life in general. And as much as I love to just do life on a whim, right? I am all about not having schedules. That's why I left the corporate life anyways, right? I didn't like the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, going to retirement. That wasn't for me. And that might not be for you. And the whole idea around entrepreneurship and running your own business, it's totally glamorous for sure, but you can't just do everything on a whim and just let things flow. There still has to be a system in place, right? There still has to be organization behind the scenes in order for you to create more time freedom, to create more financial freedom, and to live out this entrepreneurial dream. Because as much as you see online and on social media, it may look like us entrepreneurs are just sleeping in, getting our hair done whenever we want, getting our nails done, going to the beach, hanging out, doing whatever we want whenever we want. That's not really the case. And all of that you see does not happen if you aren't organized to begin with, right? And I think kind of relating this theme to just life in general, I feel like if you are extremely unorganized in your own day-to-day activities, which could be running a household or being in a relationship. You don't even have to have kids, but if you're just completely unorganized and always on the run, on the go, doing things in flow and and not having any type of plan of action, it's really going to limit what you can do and the success that you see. Because while we don't need to be overly organized in just life things like what we're doing day to day, we still need to have some type of system in place. And hear me out, my reason why. And that's simply because whether we can or can't, we shouldn't sleep in till 10, 12 o'clock every single day, right? We shouldn't, not have a morning routine. We shouldn't just do whatever we want whenever we want. And as much as some of you may be thinking, well, that's the whole point to having a business. That's the whole point to being an influencer. That's the whole point to being an entrepreneur. It really isn't. And the reason you don't want to just have these things happen all the time is because it'll completely stress you out. It'll completely overwhelm you. I mean, I didn't used to have a morning routine, and a lot of you I know don't have a morning routine, but until my mentors kind of pushed me to create a morning routine, and until I took them up on that, took action and started reading books on it or listening to podcasts on it, and then actually doing it, right? Creating a morning routine for myself, my days are so much more productive, and they just feel so good, and they flow with so much ease, right? So you can still have a little bit of uncertainty throughout your day as long as you have bits of organization. And a morning routine is like one of the best ways to start your day and organize your day for success, to find success and happiness and love and relationships and wealth and in family and finances and whatever that success is. Having a routine will help get you there, especially in the morning, right? First thing out of bed. So obviously I'm a fan of morning routines, but in general, as you go on day to day, if you're just, doing things as they come, like, oh, well, I guess we're low on milk. Well, I'm just going to run to the grocery store. I don't really know if I have any calls. I'm just going to do it, and I'll just reschedule the calls, or I'll just take them on the whim. Or, here I am, I might have slept in till 10 o'clock, but we have a Zoom meeting at 10:15. I won't worry about it. I'm just going to not show my face on Zoom. I'm just going to not really dress up much, or maybe just wear a nice shirt and then call it quits, right? A lot of us are doing this, but when you get into the habit of doing that more and more and more and more, that's when the excuses start picking up. That's when the laziness starts kicking in, right? If you want to achieve success, you have to be success, right? And I know you've heard that saying online. I don't know who said it, but at least I've heard it, or maybe I just created it. But if you want to see success, you have to be success, which means if you are a productive, professional, successful person, you have to wake up with a plan of action. You have to wake up and you have to get ready and you have to be prepared for that Zoom call. I don't care if it's a check-in and you don't even have to do anything. You have to still look the part of success if you want to see success in your life, right? And that all comes down to organizing it, right? Organizing your calendar, organizing your alarm, organizing your day-to-day activities, setting goals throughout the day, right? Setting goals throughout the month. We have to have something to achieve in order for us to keep achieving what we want, right? Same thing with success. And when we live in this state of disorganized, just complete confusion and chaos and mess, it looks really, really bad. And it also will just keep going, okay? Because the excuses will start coming out of your mouth. Like, oh yeah, I can't show my face, I'm sick. And then you're going to say that 50 times. And then your boss will probably fire you because they know you're totally BSing them. Or if you keep texting your potential clients, oh, hey, I overbooked. I can't make our sale, or I can't make our call. Can we reschedule? If you keep saying, can we reschedule? Can we reschedule? Can we reschedule? They're going to move to someone else in a blink of an eye, right? Because there's always someone else out there for them to help them in whatever way they need help with, right? This world is huge. The market is crazy and it's thriving. So if you're not on top of your game, once again, if you're not creating that success for yourself and on top of your game, you're not going to see it. And it all comes down to being organized. So with that, I wanted to talk about some tips, at least that I use. And once again, I'm a little anal with organization, but I want to be a professional and I want to prove I'm the authority in my niche industry, right? So I've got to stay organized. So here are some tips that at least help me, starting with my calendar. So I color code everything on my calendar: vacation, time with family, time with boyfriend. I color code client calls based on the type of call, based on the type of program essentially they're in. I color code podcast interviews and things to do for my podcast. I color code sales calls and the type of sales calls they are. I color code vet appointments, right? For my dog. I color code time off. I color code everything. So my calendar is literally a rainbow of perfect organization. And I have alarms going off 30 to 10 minutes before an event so that I always know and am at the place I need to be at the right time, right? I don't overbook. I don't reschedule. I don't cancel. I don't do any of that crap, because the more I do that, the more unprofessional I'll look and the less clients I'll get in my business, obviously. But also, especially as an entrepreneur, you have to schedule family time. You have to schedule date night. You have to schedule time with others, and you have to schedule time for yourself. So making those blocks in your calendar, at least for me, will tell all of my automated systems that these are times you cannot book for me. You cannot have anything hop in my calendar. So I book all of that out in my calendar. So that's my first go-to, is my phone calendar, because, right, we're on our phones pretty much the entire time. So phone calendar, number one. Another way I organize is I actually have a daily to-do sheet, because I'm a visual person and I like drawing things out. So every day I sit down after my morning routine, which I'm going to talk about in a second. I say, like, okay, today's Wednesday. So from 6 o'clock to 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., what does my day look like, right? And I don't map every hour on the hour, but I write down any calls I'm supposed to attend, as well as goals I'm supposed to hit in that day, as well as to-do lists for clients and time that I will spend on my clients' work, right? So that's every day, and then I just check them all off, and anything I don't complete, which is rare because I hate not completing things, I will move on to the next day, and then I'll just throw that piece of paper out, right? So I could do that on my phone, but again, I'm a visual person, so I do like to have my to-do list in front of me, pen and paper, old school. What up? So the other thing, though, that I do like having is a project management software for all of my clients as well as my business. So I use Trello, Trello. I don't have an affiliate link. This is not an affiliate push. I'm just saying I use Trello for my business, but others are Monday.com and Asana.com. Those are some project software or project development softwares that I know of and know they're pretty popular. But I love Trello, and I essentially create a Trello board for my business and my employees in my business. So we all share the same Trello board, so we know what everyone's doing. I also have a Trello board for all of my clients. And if it's a bulk program, then I create a bulk board just for my eyes. But if it isn't, then I create a Trello board for my clients. So they know I'm organized, and I know they're organized because I'm organized, right? So when I say I'm going to do something, I put it on there. And when I tell them to do something, I put it on there. And then we both work together to move those to finish, right? So it's a great way to keep my business organized as well as my clients organized. I love it. So on top of those, so those are kind of like business things, but that's really all I use. I use my Google Calendar, I use pen and paper, and then I use Trello. So on top of all that, I have a morning routine. So I wake up, sometimes it fluctuates because I'm crazy and I exercise at least 3 times a week, and I do it at 5 a.m. just because I love kicking up my endorphins first thing in the morning. So after I exercise, I sit down, I have my protein shake, which if you guys need a good protein powder and you can't have whey like me, then I always recommend Four Sigmatics. I think it's called Repair. Again, this is an affiliate push. I'm just saying I love their protein and I'm really, really picky with protein powder. So, side note, anyways, back to my morning routine. So, I have my protein powder after I eat or after I work out. And then I make my coffee and I sit down at my cute little kitchen table. It's one of my favorites. It's Mackenzie Childs. It was my parents. My mom loved Mackenzie Child, so I was luckily able to inherit all of these pieces. So I sit down with my coffee and then I have my books that I'm reading this month and I drink my protein shake. I drink my coffee. It's quiet. The sun's coming up. I have my dog and my cat. They're calm. They're getting ready for the morning themselves. And it's just such a peaceful morning. I write, I journal, I write things that I'm grateful about. I write down things that I'm excited to do today. I write down things that were awesome from yesterday and things that I look forward to happening today, even if they haven't even happened yet, right? So this thought philosophy is around gratitude and law of attraction, right? Because if I'm setting up my morning for success, I know the rest of my day is going to be successful. So I really, really rely on my gratitude practice and morning routine. And I will say when I'm on vacation, I don't have my morning routine as much, right? I'm not like that anal about it, but it does feel weird when you're so used to just having that me time in the morning. And I literally write down on my to-do list, me time from like 6 a.m. when I get back from the gym to about 8 a.m. is me time. And I think it's so important. Whether you're a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you're in college, whether you are a grandparent or whether you're single or not, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I feel like everyone needs to have just quiet appreciation time for themselves and all the things that we accomplish. And I feel like if more people do this, then we'll become more positive in general because to me, when I have these morning routines and these morning practices, I feel so good. I just feel like nothing's in my way. I feel like everything's going my way, right? Luck is like my jam when I have my morning routines. Everything happens that I say will happen. And it's such a fulfilling sense, I guess. It's a fulfilling feeling knowing that each day can be like this, right? And that, I mean, my morning routines definitely help my energy and my positivity in general, right? So I know they're super beneficial for me, but I am trying to convince you all listening to create that morning routine for yourself because I wholeheartedly believe that anyone can make 15 minutes extra time for themselves in the morning or 30 minutes or an hour, right? I know you can do it. And if you have to go to bed 15 minutes earlier, whether you have kids or not, because that's normally the excuse, you can make it happen if you want it to happen, right? You can make anything happen if you want it to happen. But I know you've all heard about the power of morning routines and waking up at 5 a.m. and having that quiet time, reflecting, meditating, journaling, whatever feels good for you, moving your body, hyphening those endorphins. I know you've heard the scientific reasons, psychological reasons behind all of this, but I'm here to reiterate as just a regular old human being, your morning routine is really, really, really vital if you just want to feel great, right? If you just want to like slay the day always, feel great always, accomplish all these goals, and really, really find that success that you're after, start with a morning routine. So those are a couple snippets into my organizational tips and tricks. So once again, Google Calendar, to-do sheets, pen and paper, my Trello boards, and of course, I can't go anywhere without my morning routine. And all those things help me stay organized. So I hope you all take some of this at least and create a system for yourself. Because once again, it's so unprofessional. If you're trying to be a professional, if you're trying to be that successful person for others, and you're just not organized, and you aren't following up when you say you are, you're not calling when you say you are, you're overbooking yourself all the time, you are frustrated because nothing's getting done, you can't check off your to-do list, like all of that comes back to lack of organization. So let's fix that. Create a more organized life to then create more success. Because once again, if you want success, you have to be success. And successful people are organized. All right, friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you could just take 30 seconds to rate and review this episode, I would be forever grateful. And I hope to talk to you all soon. And I hope you love our Friday interviews. I love your feedback on those as well. We're fully booked all the way through April. So I have tons of ambitious women coming your way. So I look forward to hearing what you think about all these interviews. And thank you once again for supporting this awesome podcast. I love talking. I love inspiring you all. I love motivating you all. And I hope you feel the same. So I will talk to you next week. Have an amazing rest of the week. And go think about your organization and just go create that success you've always wanted. All right, everyone. I'll talk to you later. See ya.
Thanks for listening to this episode. If you got some value or just feel fired up, I would love for you to take a screenshot and tag me in your Instagram stories. It's always so motivating to see you getting the inspiration you needed to level up for my podcast. I'm going to keep showing up and bringing my best self to these episodes, and I encourage you to do the same. If you think a friend or family member would enjoy this episode, I would love for you to share the ambition. I can't wait to chat next week, but until then, keep being ambitious AF.